Good morning. Thanks for joining me. I just felt like putting out a little video and discuss a few things. Um, I was over at my folks last night. It was my niece's birthday, and she's 10 years old, and kind of a bummer birthday. She had to put down her, they had to put their cat to sleep on the same day, and that was a cool cat. It was one of those little ragdoll cats, gray, and I liked it. It was kind of a cool cat, but I'm not a cat person at all, so yeah, so that's a sad day. But so we were sitting around, and of course everybody's talking about this BP oil spill, and just all it was a contest about who's seen the latest mainstream media BS on this whole thing. It's obviously, you know, it was a something went wrong. Either they were pulling, a false flag attack with in coordination with Halliburton and all this, but obviously that thing is not at all what they're telling us. Down there it's putting out way more oil than what they're saying. Um, from some of the BP feeds I've seen, that thing's an undersea volcano. They hit some kind of a lava dome down there or whatever. So you can't put it out. What they've done is they've opened up a volcano. All kinds of real hazardous gases are coming out. It's just crazy, and but people are convinced that there's some solution. They're still looking at a solution, and it really is kind of like the economic stuff. It's the same deal, day by day, there's going to be a solution. Well, tomorrow. So all is well today. Yeah, we're working on it. But, we just look at the economic stuff. And just last week, you had Ben Bernanke. He came out and said that, well, the economy's fine as long as we can keep printing mountains of money. That'd be the same thing for me too. Hey, I'd come out and say I'm doing great. If I could get up every morning, print $10,000, I'd be doing fine. But all is not well. I mean, you had these big drops last week. Consumer spending was way, way down. Um, New home sales were down, and plus, um, what is it? Well, foreclosures went through the roof again. But they're still trying to feed this BS line that everything's just fine. When in fact we're sitting here looking at the edge of the Great Depression, and that's what a couple of these guys last week, well, Soros, for example, Soros came out and said, "Oh no, we're just sitting on the what did he say? Act two. We're just at the beginning of Act two of all this." So as everything just plummets off the cliff, and we hear uh, back to the oil spill stuff, they just passed this, not a bill, but it's a weird little resolution thing where foreign countries can't send, any ships here. I think Holland was offering to say, yeah, we got these great, ships will clean this stuff up, and they've blocked it. So this is all, and at the same time, we're hearing the stuff from the National Guard where behind this, underneath everything, there's these rumors. Yeah, we're going to be evacuating tons of people. Now, how are they going to be evacuating all these people to camps that they don't have them? Glenn Beck said so. So to me, this whole thing is just kind of a foothold, and they're going to start the evacuations down there, and it's going to continue everywhere. Because if they're saying that all this stuff is real toxic and hazardous down the Gulf, well, it's going to spread. They can apply it to the entire nation. So they're going to have to round up everybody and put them in camps that don't exist, but now they do. Um, Now I was listening to this. Who is he? Stuart Best. It's kind of a radio show here on YouTube. Now and they're pointing out this Air Force wing that's deployed here. They dug into that, and their mission in the U.S. is to be like a remote area roundup crew. So if anybody tries to get out, in the mountains of Colorado and stuff, they're going to be out there searching. And of course, Northcom is preparing to, they're preparing for an attack on the U.S. Now everybody says, oh yeah, well, we expect foreign terrorists. Well, I think that means that they're preparing to attack us. No, they're preparing for an attack on the U.S. is what they're doing. Last week I found it interesting. There's some weird stuff going on because some of these guys, like Richard Fry, um, he was on. He's a guy who's on CNBC frequently, and he just came out with a statement. They were asking him one morning what he's buying, and he said, "Oh, I've sold everything. I'm buying some gold, and I suggest that you buy land and barbed wire and ammunition." So a lot of these guys on Wall Street are starting to, they're flipping wildly from being bulls. Oh yeah, the stock market, yeah, we're recovering. Well, now they're saying, "No, no, there's no recovery, and I'm out of here." Well, you guys remember Neil Kashkari, right? He was he was like Geithner's sidekick for a while. The guy looks like he's from Turkey, and it's bald. He somebody asked where he was, and he said, "Oh, well, he's gone. He sold everything, and he's living in a cabin in the Sierras out in California with no power." So people are disappearing. These big financial bigwigs, they're leaving. Yeah, I think actually Neil Kashkari is not in a cabin with no power. He's probably in Paraguay or something where they don't have any extradition clause down there. So I just felt like knocking out a quick video, and I'll provide you with a couple links to look at that I ran across that I found interesting. And hey, anyway, have a good remainder of the weekend, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
I do not give it. My lord, he is still your son. What do you want of me? Be brief, for I want none of you. I will be brief. I have found the king. The king is dead. The king is alive. Held for ransom by Leopold of Austria. It's all here in the king's hand. Read it for yourself. John has left him in his chains so that he can steal his throne. As those two Norman knights in your castle now could testify if you put them to the sword point. Is it Richard's hand? Perhaps. Written before they killed him. I heard his voice, I tell you. The king is alive. What is the ransom? 150,000 marks of silver. That's not that sum in all of England. You can still pay your share of it. For what? To buy back Richard's corpse? I'll use what money I have left to slay the living Normans, not dig up the dead ones. You'll leave your king to rot, then. I leave him to mad, wild fools like you who can do him neither harm nor good. And you force me to choose between my father and my king. Choose? Choose between whom? You have no king, and I have no son. My lord. I bid you take no part in this, nor look upon his face again. Be gone from here within the hour.
What will you do now?
Follow Bois Gilbert to Ashby and meet him in the lists.
Be cautious, I know.
Don't be afraid, Rowena. Richard will be king again, and we shall be there to see the crown set upon his head. Look for me at the tournament.
Farewell, and God protect you.
Sir Ivanhoe, I heard an old bear and a young bear growling. Which is the one who would leave the den?
The young bear, Wamba.
Alone?
Alone.
No, sire. I will go with you. My servants collar and all.
Your heart not here with the Lady Rowena?
No, sire. My heart is in there with yours.
Then henceforth you shall be my squire.
Squire? Squire Wamba? Wamba the squire? Oh, if it weren't for